Welcome back to another installment of Julian's Random Projects. Today we're going to be updating my YouTube video rig. I've been using this for a number of years, the Canon, I think it's an M50, and it's been awesome. It's served me very well, but as you can see by some of the dust collecting on it, I don't use it as often as I used to, mostly because I've noticed in my style of publishing to YouTube, if there's any kind of reason to not do a video or something that would slow me down or otherwise frustrate me, like putting batteries in this thing, I've had to go with a tethered approach to the battery because I couldn't keep it running long enough. And so then now my tripod's got like a little USB battery bank connected to it, and then I go to record a video and it's like 10%, I gotta charge it up. It's like I'm a bit of a space cadet, so I don't always have all of those things, like, a system to make sure I've got all those things set up and ready to go to film. And so I don't know, maybe the last a dozen videos have been recorded via my iPhone or the little shitbox Android Pixel thing that I'm recording on now. And they've got decent cameras. They can do 480p, but 4K, sorry. And I think the YouTube algorithm prefers 4K, at least, whether you're watching it that way or not. Just having that option of people that are streaming on their televisions at home and watching the long form kind of videos from the couch. So my goal today is to build out a SmallRig exoskeleton type of thing for the iPhone, so that I can just grab it and go, and we can get a decent microphone going on it instead of the chintzy little microphone that are comes stock with the phone, and otherwise put together a little bit of a rig. So the Amazon delivery guy has been by, and so we have what I hope is all of the things needed, and I'm gonna go open some of these things and stare at them for a little while and kind of come up with a game plan of how I'm going to do it. I might borrow some piece parts off of this rig, like the handle. I kind of got my eyes on that one to move over, and we'll kind of see where we go, and I'll take you guys along. All right, I think we're getting really, really close to the final form here. Got it all mounted up. We've got the Anchor USB battery bank over here, which has an awesome little LCD readout. Look at that thing. Shows you, like, consumption-wise, what it thinks it's going to take to run this guy down. And then when you're charging it up, it shows you how much time till you hit 100%. What an awesome, I'm not sure if that's OLED or just basic LCD, but it looks really sharp here in person. I did my best to balance it. So, when you're holding it from the handle here, a little bit of left to right, just try to get some of the battery. It really helps weigh it down, but so does this solid wood piece on the other side. And some of you might have noticed that the microphone is facing me, the camera person, but let's be honest, that's about 98% of my filming is me talking to you guys. So having a face for podcasting, I've got the microphone facing this way. Now, if I was going to be doing an interview, I might just quickly just pop it off of its cold shoe there and flip it around. Really basic splitter. I didn't know these existed. There's it's effectively a USB splitter and charger adapter, not from Apple. It's a third party. I'm not sure Apple's gonna try and mess with all the states of charging versus data, or like what happens when you put two devices on here, what happens with two microphones. But it's currently set up in a similar situation that you'd have. I can always connect this adapter directly to here, but then we'd be burning down our battery while we're filming and occupying that same port. So this splits the lightning connector here, and then either of these can do data or power. I'm not sure if you can do it at the same time because I don't have two data things connected. And then I bought this adapter because I saw some other folks that were building similar rigs, and it was the one that they used for their quote unquote Rode mic. And while mine is a Rode mic, I forgot that mine was a Rode mic made for earlier iPhones that had a 3.5 millimeter jack, and this was designed to go directly into it and stick out this way. And I could still do that if the phone supported it, but they dropped that a good long time ago. And mostly for the Z height, you can't go thinner and declare like, oh, it's the thinnest phone ever, if you maintain the 3.5 millimeter connector plus all of the supporting structure around it, so that your male plug can go in and out over thousands and thousands of insertions and removals. So that's, you guys see some of the connectors being removed from products is to get them slimmer and sexier and cooler, and so they'll just pass the dongle on to the user and say, okay, if you really want to have wired headphones, you're going to buy a dongle, otherwise use Bluetooth. So we've got a I forget what the brand is. Of course, a bunch of links. You know the deal, guys, at this point. Not only is this stuff like a business deduction here and a tax write-off, but if I include some links down, you guys will be able to support the show that way and follow those, and make sure that you get exactly what I'm building. You want to replicate something like this for your filming rig, your YouTube rig, what have you, you'll know that you're not guessing. I'll include the exact links of what I'm doing. So this is the Sirui is the company that makes this one, and I like it because it has some grippy connections here. I've had some other accessories that I've connected to these small rigs that don't have any grip, so I've had to like rough it up or sand it down on both sides so that I get some friction when I'm connecting these two things. And this one already comes with a bit of a rubber pad here, also a ton of expandability. So if I want to bolt something else to this, a second battery pack, not that you'd need it for this this particular camera, but if I wanted to maybe add a little bumper here or another handle, maybe I get tired of trying to hold the battery pack and I want to have a more relaxed handle, I could do that on that side. So a lot of options there. And then as I turn it around, it was really straightforward just to reef on this thing, squeeze in on the battery pack that you've got. Alternatively, I think that this is wide enough where one could use it as the phone mount here, but the SmallRig already came with a really decent adjustable left and right, up and down mounting solution that's anodized the same color as this, so I'll just leave that be. And then if that didn't exist, I might have got two of these so that I could mount my USB battery bank and that. Now, the other thing that I did, because I often, when I'm recording, sometimes I'll set this on a table and just aim it at what I'm working on, or prop it up on some books to get the height. I paid special attention to how level it was. And so after I grabbed some of this 80/20, which is a philosophy and also a name brand for some aluminum, extruded aluminum with with different types of mounting solutions that are standardized. And luckily enough, the same, I think it's an SAE thread pitch and diameter is used by the camera industry, also for a lot of the screws and nuts and bolts that come with 80/20. So I had this piece laying around. It allows for this thing not to tip all the way back, and gives it some stability left and right. And then for additional stability, I connected the battery bank and then slid it down until it made contact with the table, and then tightened it up. And so now I have left to right stability, and I have front to back stability with a little bit of a cant backwards, because my preference is that as this thing gets weighed down, I'd rather it kind of lean back and be more stable than to occasionally tip forward and land on its lens or on its face. So that's my thought process behind that. Of course, we've got our LED light. All the cool kids are doing that. Tying this into USB would be a future expansion. I might upgrade this to something that has USB charging and then run it over to the battery bank. Right now it's just two AA batteries, and it's a little bit annoying. Every once in a while I'll come in here and I've completely forgotten to shut it off. Like I might have it on a dim setting and I don't notice, and then batteries are dead. So I'm perpetually always replacing batteries with these things. And so my goal is to get all of the power run to a single source, and then all I have to do is, like any other piece of electronics, charge the camera, and everything gets incorporated. Everything's tied in, wired. There's no wireless here. meaning I'm not dealing with wireless microphones, that kind of a thing. I've got a single mic. It does really well with the wind, with this Dead Cat windsock on it. I forget the name brand of the wood grip that I've got here. It's just a handle and with some ergonomics, and then I put some shugru, which is like a self-vulcanizing at room temperature rubber. I did that because when I first bought this, I was using it and I had a hot spot on my thumb that was this 90-degree turn here, carries down over to here, and so I was able, instead of modifying the aluminum, I just added a bit of sugar and molded it to my hand. So now, because this thing's not heavy, I can come in here and just one hand this thing, which is gonna be great because when I'm YouTubing and showing you guys stuff, I can come in here and quickly do something, and you won't be the wiser that I'm over here like, giving it the full grip. So I hope that's been helpful. If you guys are building something like this, let us know down in the comments. If you think I got it wrong and you've got a recommendation for a way to upgrade this or otherwise improve the design as we have it to date, please let me know down in the comment section, and be sure to check out those links so that you can build out or modify something like this for yourself. And I appreciate the visit here. And if you want to get more content like this, make sure you subscribe to Julian's Random Projects.
I'm hanging in, there ain't no doubt, and I'm hanging tough. Over and out, over and out, over and out.